how to get your partner to give you what you really miss from them and you want, but when you ask them for it, it doesn't go very well. This is a question from a member of my group that I am speaking to today. This is Shauna White, Heartfelt Intimacy Coach. And give me one moment while I share this into my group. Okay, here we go. Sorry, a little bit of weird tech over here. I promise this will not take me very long at all. And then we'll get right to it. Oh my God. Facebook is going nuts. It's doing something completely different. Not cool. Okay, give me a minute. Sorry. Yeah, so while I'm doing this, have you ever had that experience where your partner used to do things? Maybe your partner used to do things. Wow. Like buy you a drink when you go out. This is something that someone mentioned in my group. Wow. Okay, I'm sorry. Facebook really threw me a curve here. Oh, right. Okay, here we go. So here's the scenario. This couple goes out. He used to offer to buy drinks. Now he doesn't. A little more about what's going on. Lately, she tells me also that he used to cook sometimes, but now he never cooks. And she's the one who's always cooking. So, and she misses, well, it feels awkward to her, actually, when they're out and he doesn't offer to buy a drink. That feels awkward to her, or it feels awkward to her to get her own drink. And she misses him cooking sometimes. And this is what I'm hearing in all of this, okay? I'm hearing that these different things that she really misses in the relationship, him offering to buy a drink or him cooking sometimes, are ways that she used to feel a reciprocal contribution in the lovingness of their relationship. And so what she's really missing is the feeling like he really wants to be there with her in a way that he's investing romantic energy into the relationship. And that is something that is a challenging thing to maintain in a relationship over time. Just based on maintaining the relationship over time, it is challenging to maintain that creativity and that desire to invest romantic energy. Things get in the way. Being busy gets in the way. Working gets in the way. So that's just if everything's cool between you. But if there are subtle dynamics in the relationship that are causing tension or grievances under the surface, that will further block that kind of expression from coming through. So part of what's going on in this situation that this person asked about is that he is currently more in a provider role, but he didn't necessarily choose to be the primary provider in their relationship dynamic. And even when a man does choose to be the primary provider, this tension about being the only one contributing the finances, or the primary contributor to the finances, can still build up tension. I don't know if it used to be that way, but in our modern world, that's the way it is, because that's often the way it is. It doesn't have to be that way, but it's often the way it is. From my point of view, I don't think either way is right or wrong, whether one partner is the full financial provider for the whole family or for the whole household, or whether both partners are equal or some variation in between. What is right is that both people get to opt in to what they choose it to be. So I detect in this situation that there's a bit of tension in him from default, being like falling into the provider role by default because of changes in her work situation. And so I feel like he actually doesn't offer to buy drinks because he's got a bit of tension or a grievance of, why do I have to be the one who's paying for things? And she would like to feel the romantic energy coming from him towards her so that they can, and she wants that and she wants to give that, but she doesn't want to be the only one giving it. And so she feels like, where's my partner in this? Where's my partner in having a beautiful, warm, connected, loving, intimate relationship together? But there are unspoken grievances that have to be resolved. And so if there are no unspoken grievances to be resolved in a situation, and you feel like your partner is not contributing warmth into the relationship in a way that you would like, my suggestion is that you contribute warmth in a way that feels authentic to you. It's important that it's authentic to you and that you stay in your zone of self-care and honoring self, because if you overbalance somehow, if you reach too far, lean too far in, if you get off your own balance, then you are going to, you only do that to because of what you think it will accomplish. And if it doesn't accomplish it, then you're upset. So it's important that you stay on your own balance and honor yourself so that you can give without any strings attached. And that's genuine warmth. That's genuinely giving into the relationship. You're not giving to get. You give because you're connecting with the love you feel in the core of your being, as a connection to self in and of itself, and then also as an energy of appreciation for your partner. So when you give from that place, you start to warm up the energy in the relationship. And then your partner will have his or her own experience of life, which is more complicated than just the relationship. So it's not necessarily going to be like 1 + 1 = 2 when you invest your warm, genuine appreciation energy into the relationship. Then your partner is going to suddenly be happy and joyful and uplifted and start to contribute into the relationship as well. It's not that easy because maybe there are other complications. Maybe your partner has something else going on in his or her life that's disturbing and changing the color of the energy inside their being with a difficult emotion that has nothing to do with you or the relationship, but just this other challenge they're dealing with. Maybe they're focusing on work, and work has usually a very dry energy, very different than the energy of intimacy. And in order to express appreciation, to express intimate connection and warmth, a person has to feel the energy of appreciation and intimacy and warmth. So, and if their attention is all focused on work and they're having that very dry energy, they have to make a conscious transition towards intimate energy. And they might need to go through a rest period before they can actually get to that warm, intimate energy. So it's not 1 + 1 = 2. However, when you ask for intimate connection and someone's energy is just not there, it's like you're asking someone to do a dance move that their body is completely not set up for. Like they're in this position and you want them to turn that way suddenly. And they're like, I can't do that. Like, I just logistically can't do that. Their energy is not in a place to express that warm, intimate. So you can have a conversation about what you want to create together in your relationship, where you can both make a conscious decision to practice appreciation and intimacy and build that warmth together, but to ask for it like, hey, these are my needs and they're not being met. And I would really appreciate if you could be more this way for me. That's number one. It's that thing of like, they're going to feel tense because they're going to feel like my energy is not there. And you're asking me to do something that doesn't feel authentic to me right now. And I feel pressured. So they're going to feel pressured. And it also feels controlling when it's done that way. It feels like an outside pressure that doesn't match the inside experience. And that just feels controlling, even if you don't mean it in a controlling way. So that's why asking for it like that doesn't go well. But you can invite your partner to create it with you, which is a different way of asking. It's asking if they want to, not asking them to, right? That's very, very different. And then when you connect with that energy yourself and you express it into the relationship, you're giving them an opportunity to feel this energy of appreciation and intimacy and warmth. Hello, thank you for watching and loving. You're giving them an opportunity to feel this energy of appreciation and warmth, which gives them an opportunity to actually start to feel that energy, so that they can do the dance move. So instead of like, they're in this position and you're like, hey, can we go over there? You're like, hey, can you feel this? And then they might actually be able to move their body into a different position in this dance move analogy. Their energy might be able to shift into appreciation, and they might actually start to be able to connect with you in that more intimate warmth, because the energy inside them is starting to turn that color, and then it starts to feel natural for them. So if there are grievances involved, then those grievances are just going to have to be addressed and resolved. Actually, I'm thinking now of another scenario from another person in my group. And I do want to say that we can, so some grievances or difficult situations are really big and they just need time and gentleness to resolve. And it is possible to have moments of connection, of intimacy and warmth and appreciation, like a vignette in a little island in a longer story. And it's actually important to do that. It's important to carve out moments of freshness where you can authentically connect with each other, meaning nothing's being forced. The honesty is flowing and the appreciation is there because you've done the digging down inside yourself to connect with that in an authentic way. Anything forced is not going to work. So it's really all got to be authentic. But it is important, if you're in a longer story of sorting out grievances that just need to take time because they need to be dealt with delicately, and you need to like be with what feels right, what feels gentle, and wait for the right time to talk about whatever's the right thing to talk about next. In that longer saga, it is important to also make space for, and again, we can't force anything, but make space for moments of connection where you're holding a space of appreciation and warmth and inviting your partner to join you, to relax into that space. Because the more that you can feel a present connection, that's a moment that's free from the longer story of struggle, the easier it's going to be for your partner and you both to trust to take the next step together and to trust even working through the grievance together, because It's those moments of connection that start to build a trust in the safety and a belief that things can be different than the picture that the grievance paints, if that makes sense. So, so I hope that made sense. I spoke to a couple different scenarios altogether. Share with me in the comments if you could connect with what I said. And anyone in my group, if you've got another question, just let me know. I love speaking to what's going on in your experiences. So, okay, that's it for now. Hugs to you.